when you feel like you've finished your character, if you want to just send me the sheet over Discord, I'll check it for you.
Yeah, there's I've added another ability, but that's just because of the race, which is shape-shifting. So already got 2 abilities, got shape-shifting in there as well, because like that's just a kitsune as a being. So is that alright?
No.
Why isn't why?
I'm gonna go and cry now.
No, I'm trying to think of the best way to work this in. Where are you taking shapeshift from? Is it a druid one?
What'd you say?
I'm fine with you just being able to turn into a fox. That's just like your race. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I've added.
Yeah, if you want to put it just as like just fox, because the shapeshift ability is he can shapeshift into anything he encounters.
I've specified between human and fox.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're limited to that, that's fine. It's just the race, like you said. Yeah.
Literally, that's in the abilities. I know I'm only.
Yeah, because I mean, being in fox form is not that much of an advantage because you can't do a lot of stuff when you're a fox, obviously.
We'll see about that.
There's stuff you can do, but there's a lot you can't do.
I'm going to break your fucking game.
That's the point in playtesting, yeah. So you got 6 dots, you got 2 skills.
Did we want to go ahead and fill out the rest of the about your character questions? Or
you
just
only need to do the first one because the rest of them you're going to fill out as a means to advance and progress.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's a hilarious thing for fire oil. Set an area on fire. It's like, jeez.
I'll put into like the chat where I got the idea of Lucinda from.
Is that the only item you have, Bo?
Hmm.
How much was the bow?
And when I say the Hellhound is huge, the Hellhound is fucking huge.
Stokes, is that just the regular bow you're taking for 30 gold?
Yes.
So you still have 30 gold?
Nice. I am not going to get any more. I'm going to save it.
Alright, okay.
So yeah, let me just get a few things and then I'll put it in and yeah.
Alright, flint, torch, and a grappling hook.
So you don't have to define what they are just now, Glim. You can just take Adventure Gear X amount of uses, and when you need it in the game, you just declare what it is you've got.
Oh, of course.
And it just remains a lot more flexible then, so you're not taking stuff that just ends up never getting used.
Oh, trust me, the grappling hook is going to be used.
Have you been watching Gravity Falls recently?
I mean, I've seen it. Great little
You know
show.
exactly what I'm thinking then.
Jeez, I wasn't thinking.
Why does this druid need to be in cat form? Oh, because he shapeshifts, yeah.
And you know what she shapeshifts into.
Well, then, you know, the hammer and sickle.
Well, yeah, I got that, but...
Am I allowed to have that as my Hellhound?
Actually, that's even funnier because it's like she just screams Russian. I'm like, oh no, I made a Russian gnome.
He also has commune as an ability, and he's a communist.
God damn it! That's all accident.
I see where you're going for here. Are you draped in like a red cloak?
No, her hair is red. Okay.
Carry a little red book.
Yeah, I love that mine is in the idea for mine is in the I just murdered my rich husband robe.
Damn.
But yeah, that's where I got the idea from. Like my friend and I workshopped it together a bit. So is that Hellhound allowed? Please, please, please.
Yeah, your Hellhound's fine.
Absolutely.
Your Hellhound's just spirit. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Nice. Emperor Tango Mango, the Hellhound.
What's interesting as well is, well, I suppose we need to define this because your Hellion is technically the spirit. So if Glim can actually shapeshift into it, because it is a creature he's encountered.
Wait, I get
Oh,
spells
shit.
too.
Or if you want to limit it, Glim, to like more mundane creatures. I mean, it depends on what your flavour of character.
Okay. So listen, you practically got the hint. So what do you think I'm gonna be changing into?
Mushrooms.
No,
You see gnome, I think mushrooms.
true, but no.
Oh, bears, obviously.
There you go.
Because what's more Soviet than a bear?
Exactly. Oh my god, I feel so dumb.
Oh,
I didn't
and
realize.
sorry, I know it's more Soviet than a bear.
What?
A gunshot wound to the head.
Damn.
Jesus.
I made the distinction there of Soviet, not communist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm telling the truth. I did not catch that until you said it out loud.
I still need to catch up on the Critical Role Vox Machina.
Ooh, watch it.
I know, I was going to, but then this came up and it's more important to me.
Oh,
That's valid.
she gets extra points for that, right?
You lot don't get extra points because you're using the wrong pronouns.
Damn. Wait, what? What's your pronoun?
They, them.
Oh, them.
Yeah. Also, one thing I got recently was a Call of Cthulhu Regency book. And it's Dark Designs in Jane Austen's England.
Yeah, I saw the Kickstarter for that one.
Plus, I got it signed. I love Forbidden Planet so much.
Good, I haven't been to Forbidden Planet in years.
There's one in London near a place called Tottenham Court Road. I dragged my very non-nerdy sister to it.
Same with your Swindle. If you define how many adventuring gear and tool uses you're taking.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that. My bad.
When a man a preacher man.
Dexterous backstab. It's fine. Who are you? It's fine. Goblin Jack Sparrow.
Goblin Jack Sparrow.
Okay, I've been wanting to play this Goblin Pirate for like a very long fucking time, and I'm literally just like tweaking it and just ham-fisting it into this just so I can finally play this character.
Hey, don't I get spells too, or?
No.
Oh, I see how it is. None for nature.
I love that Panic at the Disco is finally dead.
Actually put down how many uses he took for the gears. Well done.
Not my first video.
A plain clothed, blonde haired man. Oh, and you have a shield, okay. Well, I mean, depending on which way your brain works, you might want to. I was thinking you'd have the shield unmarked, and then you would mark it when you've used it.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But it's just whatever way, like, kind of makes sense to your brain. Okay, I think that's everyone's characters done.
Sweet.
So now we're going to draw the map.
All right. Swerve, swerve, circle, circle.
I guess we'll start with Swindle. So Swindle, on the map, on Rule 20, if you want to take the pen and draw an area. It could be an area of terrain, it could be like a kingdom, a political area, but a large area.
So just like a big blob somewhere?
Yeah, just a big blob somewhere. And then you tell us what that is.
Horseshoe River.
Well, that one wasn't me.
My geography GCSE is finally coming in handy.
Well, just wait your turn.
Hmm.
There.
Okay, so what is this area?
Land? Territory?
Well, which is it? Is it land, like an island, or is it a political boundary of some sort?
Let's go with just land.
So,
Like a continent or an island or something.
okay, so it's an island / continent. And
Dang.
give it a name.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it gotta be names? 1 second.
Stokes,
Oh my god.
do you want Stokes? Do you want to draw a large area of terrain or a political boundary? Since
So-
you're not as patient,
Yes. Can I draw 2?
you can draw one just now. You'll get the chance to draw a second.
Okay.
If you said 1 second there, I could kind of hear that as a made up name as well. Like Oster Kid or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Well, that's not your area, obviously, because it's within another area.
Yeah, I know, but I was just drawing like
You're just
the
being
line-
crude. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so like just dotting the lines of the land, like the land in between. Something that divides it, plus a smiley face.
Okay, I mean, you're saying it's divide. Well, okay, this is in the wrong order, but are you saying the smaller area with the smiley face is your area?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what is that area?
Can I name it?
What's that?
Am I allowed to name it?
You can name it, but I need to know what it is first. Is that just like a kingdom, or is it
It's
like?
just like a land full of people. I don't know.
That's so good.
Okay, so is it a kingdom or is it like a type of terrain?
Kingdom, I guess.
Okay, so it's a kingdom. So you can give the kingdom
It's
a
a
name.
land full of people.
You can give it a name and you can give us a quick description of it if you wish. And Bird, if you want to go draw a large area somewhere else, not within the island, preferably.
Suppose so.
Also, if this is going to be an island, obviously the rest of the area is assumed to be ocean. So somebody can name that, and if they don't, I will.
Well, so much for my idea.
Or if you got a better idea, Glenn.
No. This is a good idea. I just trying to figure out where to put my little spot.
How about Relaya?
Relia, okay.
Ooh, I actually like that.
If you feel inspired, you can give Relia a king or something like that.
It's a communistic society.
Both gnomes.
God damn it!
like it's a democracy. We do not have the bullshit idea of a king and queen and one person to rule over it because you know what? That is bullshit.
Love it.
Damn it!
No. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so what's the purple area?
Relaya.
What?
Oh no, name's in purple. I might give it a generic name like Worcesterland or something like that, a corruption of Western land.
Is this another island?
I assumed that we were going with an island for the first one, so that was my intention, but
Sure.
I don't mind if it's not.
Okay, island, okay. You say Westerland? Something like that?
I was gonna like corrupt it a bit, but West Scotland's fine as well.
No, if you want to think on it, that's fine. Glim, do you want to draw yours?
Inside the island or outside? Or...
Preferably outside, because I'm going for like larger areas. But if you want to do like a large area on the island, that's fine. Stokes, what are you doing?
Adding details.
We do that later.
Hmm.
We draw like the big ones, and then we draw the finer ones, and then we do the roads and stuff.
Oh wow! All right.
Oh no! I deleted the name.
It's okay, I have a note of it. Okay, Glim, what's the green area?
The green area is forest, and the black area is a dead volcanic mountain.
Okay, so you've done 2 as well. Great.
Oh, I am so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay, can you give me a name for the forest?
Shit.
And then a name for the volcano. That'll keep you busy for a minute.
Okay, go on.
Okay, who only did 1? Swindle, you only did 1. You can draw another area for me.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Something like that.
Fosterland. Okay,
So is
like
this
that.
all like one landmass right now, or
I mean, if that's a forest between the 2 of them, I guess so. What we'll do is we will draw this and the details, and then you're going to give me like rumours that you've heard about certain areas. And then for next time, I will have drawn a proper map based on this outline that we have here. Because I like drawing maps.
oh boy? Oh, right on. I do too, actually.
Have you not seen the maps from other fantasy games? Let me show them.
No, this is like the first fantasy map or fantasy game that I've been in that you've put a map on, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, and this will be an island, proper like small island.
Okay, it needs a name as well.
Get back to you on that one.
And Bird, do you want to do a second area?
Can you delete that S?
I can. The magic of editing. Could you
Somehow
read that for
lost
me?
that
Because my
name.
eyesight is terrible and I can't see it. Sorry, Bird.
Vorkalith, I think it is. Oh,
Yes.
Vorkalf, even.
Yeah, or cow.
For Calth, okay.
I had to zoom in for that.
Yeah, so if you do one for me, Bird, and then after that, Stokes can do a second one.
How about, like, off this wee island, there's another bunch of wee islands, like an archipelago, or... I
Okay,
can't
yeah,
remember.
like a collection of them, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just do a few.
And give me a name
Vladimir.
for those.
There, Vladimir.
Vladimir, I like it. Okay, Stokes, you can draw a second large area.
Can I draw like a big ass river?
We'll do rivers and that after we've done areas.
Okay. I'm happy with my area as is. I just want to add stuff like mountains.
Sure. We'll see this big, massive, blank Hydra island. Do you want to just draw a big area in there for me? It could be a forest, or a desert, or an ice cap, or a lava
Like,
field, or whatever you want.
Sort of area. Like, that's not actually what I'm doing. Oh my god, there we go. Yeah, I'll draw a bit more.
And what do you want this to be?
Tasson.
Okay, what is it though?
A giant fucking lake.
Giant fucking lake.
How's that? Is that good?
Yep, it's fine. Perfect.
G-F.
Is this Draeless Island at the top?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to ping it. I'm just trying to tilt the fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a pain in the arse. And the small collection of purple islands, what's this one called?
Oops, I'm somehow getting double types. How would you move this?
I wouldn't fret too much about getting the names perfect on the map because I'm writing down what they are anyway.
Right.
No, yeah, but I also really like doing maps and I like to make them neat.
Solon Archipelago. Okay. So we know really is a communist society.
Jesus Christ.
Draeless Island and the Solon Archipelago. Do you want to give me just like one sentence about them?
One sentence about like Draeless Island.
Yeah. Is it a volcanic island? Is it a tropical island? Is it a frozen island?
Yeah, let's do tropical.
Tropical is it inhabited?
Probably sparsely. Like Tortuga type.
Yeah, there's people there.
Yeah.
And the Solon Islands, are they inhabited?
I'd say they're thought to be uninhabited, and perhaps like like Darwin's Islands. Maybe they're kind of isolated enough that species have developed differently there. Or new species have, I suppose.
Unique species like that. Right, okay, Stokes, you can draw a river.
Yay.
And then give it a name.
Am I allowed to draw through other people's lands?
Yes, you can connect like whatever you want.
Oh god, I didn't actually do it all the
I'm
way.
going to draw something on Jury here. I'm going to draw a mountain range since we don't have one.
Ooh, yeah.
Where the hell is the pen?
Home on the rain.
Long ass river. The Latcher River. Or the River Latcher.
Latcher. I'm just going to call these the Storm Mountains.
Hmm.
And I'm going to call the ocean something.
Something. Bermuda.
No.
Okay.
What's a good language for this? My favourite Icelandic.
Harðgerður.
Chud Hog Ocean.
Everything is Chud Hog.
Judd Hall.
The Harriger Sea.
Hargusi.
Harriger
Sea.
Sea.
Hargusi. The Gussie.
Swindle. Do you want to draw either a road connecting... Oh wait, no, we can't do that yet. We need to do the other thing first. Do you want to draw a location? So this could be a tree, a mountain, a town, a village. It's like a specific location.
Okay.
That island of yours is really sailed around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't make sense for a supposedly isolated archipelago to be right next to an
I mean,
inhabited island.
I could move that as well if you want.
No, it's alright. I actually wanted it more down south if it's tropical, anyways. Sorry.
So just
So
do like
like,
a
you-
just
just
do like
like
a
a-
yeah, just do like a dot or a circle or a square, and just tell us what location that is.
And it's like a landmark type of deal.
Yeah, it'll be a landmark feature, or it can be a place that's like a town or a city or a village or a port or something like that. It could be a massive pit in the
port, yeah.
ground. It could be a geyser, a volcano, a mountain, an ancient tree, a cave.
All right, yeah, I'll just do a port.
And don't need a name again. Hey, Glim, do you want to do the same? Give me a location.
What, like a volcano or something?
Volcano, mountain, unique
Okay.
tree, cave, town, village, whatever.
Okay, I already gave you the volcano. Is this a road here?
No, that's the border.
Oh. Well, if someone makes a road, I was gonna put a city right.
I was going to do roads, but we'll do if we do like the cities and stuff first, and then you can link them with roads. Makes more sense, right?
Right.
Chain break pay, love it.
I can't wait to start working on the playlist.
Yeah, it's gonna be a town. Let me name it for you.
Okay, Bird, do you want to give me a location as well?
An amphibians, which kind?
It's completely up to you. If you want a town for your guys to be able to go to at some point, you might want to put a town in. If you want to climb a mountain, you might want to put like a renowned mountain in. Just whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I almost put like a mountain in, but I was like, oh, I should probably put a port in at least if I want pirates.
Can I put in a town?
You can indeed.
Just yes, there is just
That's in Relia, yeah.
yep. Basing it off near where I live.
Is it a town or a city?
I live in a town, although I can travel into London pretty easily.
That's nice. Is this a town or a city?
Oh, it's a town.
Okay.
All right, there
I
you go.
thought you were asking about where I lived.
Because you were describing where you lived.
I'm
Like-
real bad at geography, so I kind of like the idea of a mountain, like right at the edge of the water, and it's like half collapsing.
Is that Fern Hollow?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so that's not the one you said. Hang on. So sorry, Fern Hollow is what?
Technically, it's an abandoned town that got eradicated by, well, since you said we can have creatures, red capes. Or red caps.
Okay,
What?
so abandoned town left round by red capes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the mountain for you, Bird. What's that one called?
Let's see.
Do we also mark a civilization? Like, for example, this volcano. Can I put a civilization in it, or how do I do that?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you are you okay with the town names?
So you get 2 towns.
Yes. So Fairhold and Asai.
Nice.
I also want to add a mountain range, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure. On you go. Mount. Is that Velrend?
Like Weltrend
Welrend.
with a T, W-E-L-T. The idea being like they think it's where the world broke off.
Is one side of it just like a sheer cliff then?
Yeah.
I'm going to put. So this other area of Idura is presumably a kingdom of some sort, since we have a kingdom there. So this
Wait,
kingdom
where?
over here, the Idura one,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be the capital city of Idura.
Okay.
Of whatever. Yeah, because I'm assuming they've got Idura as a kingdom and Rulea as a kingdom.
Yeah, I assume so.
Sure, yeah.
The
So-
Sagam Mountains. I think that's a good name for a mountain range.
Ernal City. Is that Sighan Mountains?
Hmm?
Swindle, do you want to put something else in somewhere?
Sure. Another landmark or
Landmark, or I mean, if you're inspired to do something else, you can put something else in.
alright.
So Camarok, what's that one, Glim?
That's the civilization inside the volcano. Unless I should deep gnome. Unless that one makes sense.
No, that's great. I love it. That actually fits into something I was thinking about as well. So I can save this text file before it deletes itself.
That would be wrong.
The Northern Wastes. Okay, so that's just like what, an ashen, rocky wasteland.
Yeah, just way up north. Like if anybody lives there, it's probably like, Viking shit.
Where all the Chaos Warriors come from.
I'm thinking.
I'm not even gonna lie, that was kind of an inspiration that popped in my head when I thought about it.
I think we're probably going to want another port, so we'll do one down here.
Yeah, do a like civilized one.
Has anyone else got one they'd like to put in? If you want now, you can draw like a road between places as well.
Who would like to draw the road?
Or you can add more locations, is also fine. Maybe
Ooh,
add
can I
like.
draw a forest?
Sorry?
Can I draw a forest?
Yes, you could draw
Already
forest.
did.
Because that is going to be where my character is from.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh.
Oh, okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go around once. Everyone draws an area, location, whatever, which means something or has an association with your character.
All right, done.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Just so you know, the forest is going through the name of Relaya. I'm just
Yeah.
drawing around it.
Oh.
And this is where your character is from, Lucinda, yeah?
Lucinda, yeah.
Is that going to be home to other Kitsune then?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. That is a good forest. And there is a path that does go through the forest to the side.
Does forest have a name with your people?
Let me think.
Is this red X down here, you, Swindle?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this?
I will get back to you as soon as I come up with a name.
I'm still coming up with a name.
I don't need the name, but what is it, Swindle? Is it site of a battle or a ship or a sinking or what?
Yes, it's a shipwreck. Sorry.
Okay. Glim and Bird. Do you guys want to give me one?
What? What?
A location, an area that's associated with your character somehow. It can be something that happened in the past or where they're from or whatever.
Well,
The Jana Forest.
nice. So, my character was once from Finn Hollow, and the Deep Nose Camerock took her in. That's what most of the story is.
Had we defined what the land around this Tasson would be like? So like a lake in the middle of
It's a lake.
otherwise
I'm
forest
assuming the
territory.
city is a kind of fertile land because otherwise, why would you build it there? But the rest of it, no, we haven't defined it.
I don't think it'd be as far as the Northern Wastes anyway, but I'll maybe say there's some ruins here in which some religious scripture was recovered, but it is widely disregarded.
Widely discredited, did you say?
It's discredited, yeah, it's like it's not canon, you know. Like adhering to it is not considered very good.
Heretical, yeah. Let's put that under Storm Mountain so I know where it is. And you already had Joe's Club, Fernhollow. Right, okay, so starting with Swindle, you're going to tell me a rumour your character has heard about somewhere on the map.
That my character specifically heard?
Yes, a rumour that your character has heard about somewhere on the map. Doesn't mean it's true, but it's just a rumour you've heard.
Okay. Probably a rumor about the archipelago, the Subterran archipelago, like some either I've probably heard versions of the same rumor, but it's basically some treasure rumored to be hidden somewhere in the archipelago, whether it's like some legendary pirate of the past or an ancient civilization, but there's rumors that there's treasure there, but it's guarded because supposedly whoever's gone after it has never returned.
Fat loot. Okay. Delphina,
Yes.
which rumor have you heard?
Shit.
Do you want me to come back to you?
Not really, because I had this idea like there was this ancient rock god somewhere around the country that if you talk to it, it will grant you any kind of ability.
Just by speaking to it, not by
Yeah,
doing anything to it in particular.
yeah, just asking it, just talking to a rock.
Sure. Okay. Do you know which area is rumored to be in?
I like the Northern Waste.
Yep. Perfect place for it. Stokes, which rumor is your character heard?
So underneath Lake Tassin, there are these underwater caves that are just pockets of air, and if you go in them, you may come out with treasure, but that doesn't mean that they're unguarded. No one knows what they're guarded by, but they're guarded by something, and no one has seen it.
And human whose name I forget. What rumor have you heard?
That guy.
I'll put it in my name again. But yeah, so Vostolen, thinking that there existed more world out to the west, had been like trying to reclaim the world that split off. But rumors are that they've given up on their search and are now looking to expand eastward.
Looking east to conquer the land that's here, or looking east to like explore further east?
Like, to conquer is the rumor.
And thereby we establish Vostolen is also a civilization. And we haven't drawn any roads. Does anyone want to draw a road?
Yeah, I'll draw a road. I'll stick to my land for the road.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and draw a road too, just because I feel like it's necessary.
I mean, I'll add bits and pieces where it makes sense when I draw it properly.
Yeah. Like, the Port Throna definitely needs at least a highway to Arenal City. 100%.
And if anyone has another idea of an area or a thing they want to add in, just go ahead.
Is Camarok like a isolated civilization, or is it like got good relations with?
That's a great question. I mean, they used to do trading with Fern Hollow, so since that became a thing, it's like, oh no. So yeah, if you trade with them, if you're nice with them,
I mean, I like the idea because they're another species of gnome. They traded with other gnomes, but maybe they don't trade with the kingdoms because the kingdoms aren't gnomes.
well, yeah,
Yeah, even though there is a path to them.
Yeah. Does anyone has anything else they want to pitch? No? We good? We done?
I suppose.
you can detach my road if you want. That's the only thing I wanted to. This actually makes an interesting story as well.
Okay, sure, give me it.
Just seems like it fits the Voster Sea for like just this like portion of the ocean.
Do you see there was a story, Glenn?
Well, no, it's like, when they put this here, I was like, that would be a good story of saying that, like, only those who are, can use this road or something. Like I said, they only do bartering with the Fern Hollow, and then comes to this road, they're like, we don't know where that road goes. But we know that it goes to the land of the foxes. This one, I was gonna let anyone actually connect it to anything.
I'll add something it connects to later.
Okay.
Because there's a whole empty space here I'm going to put stuff in, probably.
Yeah, various towns and shit like that.
Where do we want to start?
Like anywhere. In the middle. No.
Would you rather start at a port or in a city? Or would it make more sense to start in a port because we have a pirate?
Let's start in.
I'd appreciate it, but if I get outnumbered, it's no big deal.
A place called the Big Door. I don't know.
I'll make it make sense.
Okay, well, let's start in Thrano.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, and where?
Port Thrana. It's down the bottom right.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the big door?
You just caught that.
Okay, so we're going to start in Thrana, and we're going to be in a portside tavern called the Big Door. And it's called the Big Door because they've salvaged this massive door off of an old ship and
Thank you.
fashioned it
Got
onto the front of the building. I should
Okay.
probably go over advancement here. I think I touched on how you do rolls and you get an extra dice by taking stress if you want. You can do that after you've rolled and failed.
I swear to God.
So it's very similar to Delta Green's system.
Yeah.
Quite. Yeah, and you can also do like a flashback if you want at a moment. So if you get to a situation and you decide your character would have had the foresight to set up a trap or have a special item or something like that, depending on how likely it is the flashback would have happened, you can pay a stress cost to enable that and do a little short scene where you act out the flashback.
Oh, that's gonna be fantastic. I want to make use of that.
If your harm fills up, you take an injury and add it to the injury list. If you go into your fourth injury, you die. Stress, pretty much the same. You take like a mental injury, a trauma condition, and if you take a fourth one, you go nuts and you're out.
Okay, would a mental condition be mummy issues?
With you, always, but If you scroll down a few pages, I've got a list of injury and trauma conditions you can pick from.
Oh yeah, that'd be under mania.
I love that you are just like, yeah, you definitely have mummy issues, even though I do not, and my mum's fucking lovely.
You threw me off again. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
Okay.
Get fucked.
Advancement, that was it. Yeah, so if you roll a crit when you do an approach, which is 2 6s, you can mark that approach, and then at the end of that session, out of all the ones that you've marked, you can pick one of them, and you can gain a dot in that approach.
Nice.
Sweet. I cannot wait to have a giant hellhound.
And so your other questions you have about your character, if you answer one of those questions in character, in game, as part of a conversation that you're having with another player character, then at the end of that session, you can take a new ability.
Mm.
Once you've taken all the abilities of your class, you can start multi-classing and taking abilities from other classes. Or rather, once you've answered all the questions, then you can start doing that. That's open to tweaking depending how it kind of feels when we do it.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
All I need to do is create the character playlist now.
What does the M mean?
M is a mana. It requires mana.
Okay, so how much mana do I have total? Sorry.
It's your level plus 2. And you recover mana just as you would think, like when you're resting or starting a new day.
Oh yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what the heal and repair text were for.
Okay, so if you have an injury, and you want to heal that injury, somebody can do healing on you, and they will roll and they will start filling up heal tracks. And if they heal up all 4, then you can heal that injury. You do not heal stress conditions, trauma conditions. And repair is if you use your shield or your armor, it gets damaged, broken, and it needs repaired. So again, you can spend the time and tools and stuff to roll and try and repair it.
Nice.
Did-
It's alright if I go because I need to do something. I need to go and do something.
Yeah, if everybody's happy with what we've got just now, we can have that as our session 0 and not next Tuesday, but the one after it, we'll cover next session.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will have a nice shiny map.
Right. Thank you. Bye.
Nah,
You guys got anything else you want to ask or add?
yeah.
Not really. I was actually trying to figure out how do I change my like avatar image without a sheet for Roll20.
That's a great question.
Right, I'll get you character sheets. Hang on.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It was just one to.
Is there a way to actually import your own character sheet, Dart?
If you have the higher tier of subscription, you can do stuff like that. You can mess around with the API and you can make your own character sheets, but I don't have that much.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of money. Yeah, you're right. What the hell? Such ubu? What?
Yeah, I didn't make it. Such Uber is a great name though.
No.
Many coin, such Uber. Okay, everyone should have a character thing in Roll20 then if you want to put an image in.
Yeah. This is about like the closest image I could think of. It's technically concept art for a League of Legends character, but yeah, just picture that, but like less furry.
You can always use the mid journey.
Yeah,
Nah, I've already maxed out my free trial,
I
and
really,
I don't feel like.
I really want to stick money in mine again so I can mess about with
Joke's
it.
on you guys. I got a subscription. Da-da-da.
Yeah, I ain't got money.
Yeah, I bit the bullet and bought it, and yeah, it's pretty dope.
I bought it.
Yeah.
I bought the first one, but I didn't keep up. But yeah, I might get it again so I got some images for stuff.
Yeah.
I am going to add another rumor, and the rumor is Chudog.
What'd you think of my rumor? Because my rumor was based off of Deep Note. Because they all talk to rocks, so why not make a god rock? Didn't know that, huh? Didn't know.
So my rumor is that Zindriel, the draconic god of fire, has been resurrected.
Oh my.
What are you gonna
Because
do?
some idiot gave a bunch of kobolds a fire gem thing.
You must have a hatred on kobolds.
I don't have a hatred on kobolds. You guys were the ones that gave the kobolds the fire gem.
We didn't do nothing.
When did we do that?
Well, Birds didn't. Your characters this time didn't. The characters in the last game did.
Oh my god. Oh, it works.
So we'll have 3 kingdoms, potentially a war starting.
Ooh yeah, drama.
Pirates going on down here, stuff in the northern wastes, treasure scattered about the place, a dragon god on the rampage. Yeah, that should fill that in pretty nice. And a random Tango Hellhound cropping up. I need to come up with something for the Storm Mountains as well, I think. Oh yeah, Chudhog. I need to decide what Chudhog's actually going to be.
When it comes to rolling attack, what do we roll? Just 1d6?
Well, it depends on your approach.
Alright, I wanna bash it with my hammer.
Yeah, I mean, a bash is forceful usually, so you would roll forceful. If you're
Okay,
trying
so-
to like do it quickly, or sneak around for a sneak attack,
Oh, I
it'll
get
change.
you. I get
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just tell me what it is you're doing, like actually narrate it, and then we'll decide between us what approach we think works. And then you can tell me like, you know, which approach you were kind of going for. I really like approaches instead of skills for that, because I think it lets you play to a certain type of character doing things a certain way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about slashing? Is that also forceful or?
I mean, usually, unless you're trying, if you're like a rapier and you're being slashing that way, that may be quick. It could also be flashy if you're being like Zoro.
Okay.
It could be careful if you're trying to like bisect a certain part of their anatomy. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that's how you're doing things. Okay.
Like the intention is what determines the approach.
Yeah, for my pirate character, I of course got 2 dots in flashy, and then I got 2 dots in quick and sneaky. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I also really like the flashback mechanic of it. That's kind of neat, especially because I was over here trying to figure out like how am I supposed to play this character that's like really quick witted whenever I'm anything but, and that sort of gives me a chance to play the character the way I imagine him, but you know, in a way that I can actually do.
I mean, I know Glim doesn't like the stress stuff, but the stress mechanic gives players a sort of narrative currency they can kind of play with.
Oh, for sure.
To just like, you know, move things around into a way that is more enjoyable for them. But at a cost, you know, it's not free. And because you
course.
can't really heal trauma conditions, it's permanent, so it is a limited resource.
Yeah.
Although
I'm excited.
I'm thinking like if you rest, maybe you heal like one stress and one harm. But if once it makes that condition, you know it's locked in.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, skills, spells, they just give you an extra dice to the approach when you're doing that particular thing. And you can always take stress to roll extra dice if you really want to succeed at that roll. If it's a 4-5, it'll be like a partial success or a success with a consequence. If it's a 6, it's a full success. If it's a double 6, it's a crit. 1, 2, 3 is fail, or things get worse. Not always a fail, because sometimes failing is kind of boring if it means you just don't actually do the thing. The way I like to say is like, oh, you failed to open the door. Okay, you got the door open, but the alarm is triggered. Or an earthquake starts. You can just throw something in there. Yeah, so I think that's it, unless anyone else has anything.
No, I think I'm good.
I suppose so.
I'm sure I'll like still forget everything and have to ask all the questions again next time, but you know.
No, it's fine. If you, like I say, you scroll down your character sheet, most of it's kind of listed there as well. I can't remember exactly how much I
Yeah.
left off.
Yeah, there's not really for advancement, but like everything else I'm pretty sure is there.
Yeah, and advancement's, just one of two things.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a big deal. But yeah.
Alright, cool. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys, for this one.
Yeah. And I will see you next week for the Cthulhu one.
Mythos, yes.
Yeah.